Be more intentional, man. I've been more intentional today. I've literally dressed up just for you. So why don't you return the favor? Be more intentional. Be more intentional with your words, with your actions, with how you show up each and every day. Because being more intentional is exactly how you're going to improve your emotional intelligence. And being more intentional helps you live a better life. Being more intentional has helped me live a better life. That is certain. And I'm sure it will help you live a better life too. I did a podcast today with a good friend of mine. His name's Brian. If he watches this video, hello Brian, you got to mention. And if he doesn't, well, I'm sure he'll see it eventually. This video is about the conversation that we had following the podcast that we recorded. I said to him that I have become more intentional with my words. As opposed to telling people what I don't want them to do, I tell them what I do want them to do. Let me give you an example. If someone asks me to do something for them, I do it, and then they say thank you. They thank me for doing whatever it is that I did. My response used to be, no problem, no worries, no stress. You probably don't even notice, right? You didn't notice anything bad because those sayings, those phrases, they're so commonly used that it's like nothing's happened. However, subconsciously, you are more tense because your conscious mind knows exactly what I've said. You know that what I'm saying is, yeah, that's all right, mate. That's all good. Everything is okay. But subconsciously, you don't know the difference. Your brain keeps score and you know exactly. Your subconscious doesn't know exactly what it means. It only knows the words at its face value. So that's how I used to act and how I act now. If I'm in the exact same situation, someone's asked me to do something for them, I do it for them, and then they thank me. My response is, yeah, that's all good. All good. Anytime. And the reason why I say that is because I am being intentional with my words. Through being intentional with what I'm saying, people get the message straight away. There's no dancing around the message. There's no telling them what I don't want them to feel. I tell them, I hit the nail on the head and I tell them exactly what I want them to feel. I want them to feel good. I want them to feel like they can ask me anytime, as opposed to wanting them to feel like there's a problem, to feel stressed, to feel worried. When a mentor of mine helped me make that shift, my whole world changed right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. Not only was I shocked at how often I was doing this, I was so shocked that I was saying to people those phrases, the no problem, no worries, no stress. I was saying it so often and I didn't realize the impact that not only it had on other people, but what it had on me as well. Every time I hear this now, I think to myself, damn, I was like that once. That used to happen to me because people say it habitually without even knowing that they're saying it. Yet now, because I've raised my awareness to these phrases, I'm able to detect it and detect when other people say it a lot more. And this helps me identify those who get it and those who don't. because your language is incredibly important in this day and age. It always has been, and it always will be. Once I was able to make that switch, once I started to realize how my words were impacting others and how they were impacting me, my life changed dramatically. I started to see the world different, both consciously and subconsciously, which is why now every single word that I say to myself is positive. I have steered clear of the negative. I'm leaving that behind. And now I focus on the positive. I focus on the good. Because by focusing on the good, focusing on the positive, and in some cases, viewing the world with rose-colored glasses on, I filter out all the negativity. Filter it out. Because it's in times where you feel like you're in a shit situation. You feel like you're in a difficult situation. Everything is going against you. Having more of this negativity, it's just going to beat you down even further. But if you feed yourself positivity, you feed yourself good vibes, good energy, good thoughts, these negative times, these tough times will get better. And you won't feel the punches and the tension from these difficult times as hard as you would if you're feeding it with negativity. And it is purely through acting more with intention, with good intention. You're acting more with positive vibes, positive words, positive energy towards yourself and towards others. And through doing this, your life will change. It will. Honestly, it will. But to do that, you need to do two things. You need to make that switch. You need to raise your awareness enough so that you are able to notice, not only when you do it, but when other people do it too. And let's be real, you're gonna hate me for saying that. Because every single time, if you get it, every single time you hear it from someone else, you'll pick up on it. And that can get quite frustrating because in the past you'd just be sitting, hands back, just relaxing, not doing anything. Whereas now you're in conversations with people, you're hearing them use that negative language. You're hearing them tell people what they don't want them to feel, as opposed to telling them what they do want to feel. And that can be quite frustrating for some people. For me, it wasn't. But I've met some people who they're like, oh, I hate this dude. Like, I hate you. I love you, but I hate you. For this very reason. Because they've raised that awareness. But once you do raise that awareness, it's starting to implement it. It's starting to be more positive with both your words, your actions, and your intention. Your intention is the most important part of all of this. Because if you've got a good heart, things will work out. Jack Piggott, who has stepped away from YouTube indefinitely, he's quite young, and I love the work that he does because he just talks into a camera, just genuinely very, very authentic. And I got that quote from him. Keep a good heart. Everything will work out. And I really believe that. I really do. So if you take one thing from this video, it is to be more intentional with your actions, with your words, and how you show up each and every single day. Because if you do that, your life will change. Progress starts with you. Have a good day.